When I was thinking about turning 1984 into a piece of theatre, I decided that's exactly what I was going to do. I didn't want to turn it into a play. It's not a play, it's a novel, and he'd written it as a novel. So became very exciting to me, just wanting to make it as excitingly theatrical as possible. And I want the audience to have a very theatrical experience. I want them to be challenged by what we do with the space, what we do with how we tell the story, and by the story itself. What's interesting about 1984 is that it was written in 1948, so the world of it feels like 1948. And it's Orwell predicting the future, and predicting in a lot of ways the world that we live in. So in the show, we're trying to show the world in which the play takes place, but also where there might be echoes or reflections of the world in which we live. Last summer, I got a phone call from Brian Merry, one of the artistic directors here, who said they were interested in doing 1984, that there were some existing adaptations, but maybe I might want to think about doing my own adaptation. I think because I already had a relationship with this building as a writer as well as a director. And I read the book again, which I hadn't read since I was in my teens, and I thought it was fantastic and jumped at the chance. And I'd always been a fan of Orwell. And again, once I read it, I thought, yeah, I want to do it. I wished I had more time, but that became quite thrilling as well. So it's been about a 6 months process of doing one draft that was way too long, and then getting some actors to work with me over the Christmas period, and once I could hear it, finding out which were the exciting bits and where I needed to lose some text. So the script got tighter and tighter, and then we cast it towards the end of last year, and that was very useful because you can make so many choices about which characters from the book are going to be in. Once you start to meet the actors, you can go, well, he can play that part, and that part, and she can play. So all the actors play more than one role, which is becoming part of the style. And of course, before we come into the rehearsal process, I've been working with the designer, figuring out our vocabulary, how we're going to tell the story visually. And because the designer and I have both worked in this space before, him much more than I have, but we did Macbeth together last year, and we really pushed the space, I think, in a lot of ways. Your usual relationship with this space is you get a play that probably was not written to be in the round. So you're making a lot of decisions about how to alter the theatrical experience to work in the round. Very, very interested to see if anybody ever picks it up and does it in a pros arch or a more traditional space, because with this particular play, the relationship is in the round first. There are always challenges because you've got no walls. So, in this, the whole thing is about the telescreens that are on every wall in every room that are viewing the whole community. We can't do that. It's made projection very difficult because projection tends to be two-dimensional and just seen from one perspective, whereas in the round we want everybody to be able to see how the world and how the party that rule this world work visually. So we've had to be quite inventive, I think, with regard to that. But I'm pleased with the solution, and it's just more exciting working in the round, I think.